My cousin Bedřich, who lived in Prague, was boasting that he had the brand new gramophone record with songs from the latest musical Broadway melody of 1936.
The Tin Ring is taken from a memoir written by Zdenka Fantlova, and in 2009 I was asked to be the artistic director of the Holocaust memorial event in Newcastle, and Zdenka Fantlova had been asked if she would be the keynote speaker. So as the artistic director, my coordinator asked if I would read her memoir, which had been published in America on a very small print run, and actually the title of that was My Lucky Star. So I read the book, and as soon as I read it, I got about 2/3 of the way through it, I suddenly kind of looked at it as a performer, and I wanted to know if it was possible to adapt it.
What did your father do for a living? He was an industrialist. The Jews in Czechoslovakia were very assimilated. I never felt any different from my schoolmates. Then came the Nuremberg laws, and you felt odd. It didn't make any sense. Suddenly you had to become someone you didn't know you were.
When Zdenka was in Terezin, her first love, her first boyfriend Arno, was also there with her as well. And but in June 1942, he was sent out on a transport. So before he left, he made her a little homemade tin ring, and he gave it to her. And on the inside of it, he engraved 13th of the 6th, 1942. And he said to her, you know, keep that, and if we're both alive when the war's ended, then I'll find you and we'll get married. So it was her engagement ring. So that, for Zdenka, was the symbol of hope, really. So she kept it with her, and in situations of huge risk, you know, made decisions to keep it. And as she said, it was Russian roulette.
Arnost was a striking young man, with a fine physique, soft dark hair, and brown eyes that looked straight at you, glowing with courage. We met at a neighbour's footy soon after his family arrived. Lightning struck.
The performance is very simple. It's one person, one chair, one costume, no lighting, 2 sound cues, and it has a flexibility where, you know, it can be performed in a library or a museum or a theatre space. It's extraordinary, but it does seem to work. And the audiences, this is what's been the most revealing to me, is that it seems to resonate from sort of, I would say it's almost like 14 to 100, you know? It's like there are crossovers there and themes within it that bring up memory actually within the spectators. And that's one of the things that's been the most sort of illuminating about the whole process, is that people come to me afterwards or write or email and say, it made me think about this, I remembered this, I never spoke to my father about that, I'm going to ask him what he did.
Official rosters of camp survivors began to appear. I leafed through them feverishly, in the hope that today or tomorrow I would spot the names of Arno and my family.
I think that this is exactly what Zdenka would have wanted to have happened, in the fact that, you know, it's very much, all the words are hers. So there's nothing that Mike Alfreds and I have put in there that comes from anywhere else except Zdenka. But as I say, I play different people, and I play her, and I also play myself and the storyteller. But the legacy of it, which we didn't really kind of foresee happening, is that it's making other people talk and think about their own lives and their stories and their connections. And it doesn't have to be to do with that period of history, it can be to do with anything.